Okay, let me see something. Okay. Jesus Christ. All right, people, we live. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm I don't know what to do. Facebook sucks when it comes to this. It really AT&T sucks.
Chalk it up to 2020, bro.
And yeah, it can you can release your video order. I don't know what that means. You know, I try to set this thing up ahead of time and advertise it on Facebook, but it's all this. Our infrastructure sucks. You know, when it comes to anything, we are 15 to 20 years behind Asia when it comes to technology, folks. We helped build their daggone technological infrastructure, and after we bombed the shit out of them, and then we sitting around here with a third world type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even China has a better infrastructure when it comes to technology. I'm sorry, I'm tired of patting myself on the back, or people patting themselves on the back about the U.S. U.S. I hope with when it happens with, since we got this new administration coming in, they need they need to fix all this infrastructure. We ain't going back to that old way. They still America still act like it's in the 20th century when it comes to a lot of stuff. They gotta get this shit together. You know, they gotta get all that old uh, Iron Curtain bullshit out of their system and start getting into the 21st century, which we've been in 20 years. So everybody, we like I said, we had to review this election. Hey, this election was slow.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, and
why the fuck is gonna take? Why you know? Why would you have people having to wait a whole damn week to count? They should have been counting this shit as they went in,
it's still
and they still.
all the states haven't counted their votes.
It's ridiculous. Now, I've never seen no election like this. Not even with the Gore and Bush thing didn't take this long.
Well,
Did it?
well,
I don't remember. Not that. That was a different situation, but
yeah, that was a different situation because Gore conceded, and then everybody said you might want to take that back because some numbers are tilting in your favor. So he took his concession back.
yeah.
you know,
But damn, why did I don't get? We got sucky technology. I'm sorry. Until we start understanding that if we're gonna be any type of leader in the so-called free world, technology got to be on par, or we can stop kissing our own ass about all that kind of stuff. Well, you know, they still we're almost going into the next week and they still counting fucking votes. That's bullshit.
mm-hmm.
And then, you know, yeah, we're reviewing the way they've done this election. Yeah, we're glad that Biden won, but the way this shit has been done, and it is, hey, me trying to just get on the internet. Hey, MSNBC said he was, who was talking with Lawrence O'Donnell was talking with Rachel Maddow, and he got kicked off at the damn station. Now they should be getting kicked off at their own station, and she's
No,
home.
no, no.
That shows you the internet in the United
Oh,
States they did.
right.
It's a third world type of infrastructure. They
Mm-hmm.
had a station where they got to have their connections on par, and she got kicked, and he got kicked off. He didn't get kicked off; he got kicked off.
Right, right.
It's so. What do you think about this whole thing? You know, like I've been saying, I've been looking on Facebook.
Well, um, you got it. You got to give it to you. Got. I would say this in the aspect of both campaigns. Both of their squads got folks out to vote. I didn't think the voter turnout would be. I knew it would be more than what was anticipated, but I didn't think it would be this big of a voter turnout. Now, obviously, there were mail-in ballots as well as direct walk-ups or people filling out their absentee ballots.
Yeah, I know, and it doesn't kind of, I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Damn, I still had this in my pocket. It doesn't make a lot of sense that we don't have anything more efficient than doing stuff like this. Because then you got people like the Trumps want to say this is illegitimate because we got a sorry infrastructure of doing things. Let's just face it.
Right.
The way we do voting, it sucks. It's stupid. Okay. It's based off an ideology that's been as old as Grandma Moses. I mean, you know what I mean? And we need to get rid of the damn, if it was done truly by the people, this shit would have been over with. We weren't worried about whether he got this many votes and this damn people, because we know we are not voting for the candidate. We're voting for the electors of those states.
Right.
Okay. We need to get rid of that bullshit because it doesn't serve no purpose. And they lying, and I'm sorry, but the media, everybody, even, and I'm gonna say the candidates are lying to the public about them. Most people don't know that shit. I didn't know that until 2016. I knew about the electoral college, but I didn't know about the extent of it. Okay. And now people are going to have to be realizing this is bullshit.
And like I said before, it's been covered in civics, but they don't say, and this was obviously when I was in high school, they didn't say it goes to the electors, but it didn't say it was December 14th or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
That's the contradiction of everything. But then they said something about the Congress in January 5th or something does something too. You know what? This is my point. This is exactly my point. Don't tell me I have a say so and then you turn around and fuck me up the ass. That's what you're doing to the American people. Don't tell me I have a say so in this and turn around and say, oh, and then behind my back, well, we're doing this and doing that. That's what I get. That you want to piss me off? That's how you piss me off about stuff. That's deception. That's rude. And let's just face it. That's just a way of controlling the masses on what the narrative what they want to say or what they don't want to say. And that's not a democracy. That's still in a lot of ways an autocratic way of doing shit. Regardless if we get rid of 45 or not, we need to get rid of this way of doing this damn voting shit and stop telling people that they gotta say when it's these electors that go in there and vote. I'm sick of that shit. I don't want to hear it.
And I think at the time, like you said, it's outdated now. At the time that this electoral college was instituted, it was to favor the smaller states, who that didn't have the population, but had the landmass. Now, but that was, as we stated before, that was when the country was being formed, didn't expand to what it is now. When the revolution ended, it was approximately maybe if it was 6 million people then, as opposed to what's it's expanded to now, over just over 300,000 or 300 million Americans.
Yeah, but you telling people, the real case of why this thing was developed, because it was to keep it was only allow the 2 or 1% of people, white males, to vote. Black people couldn't vote, women couldn't vote, didn't matter what color you were. Okay, that's what this whole thing is about, and they're still trying to keep it in that realm they're just telling the American people, go vote. And then in the president, we're talking about the presidential election. We're not talking about the local shit and the other Senate and all that other shit. The presidential election is not based off the American people's vote. It's based off the electors that the American people are voting for. You're not voting for the candidate. That's the deception, and that's the bullshit lie behind our whole presidential election. Okay, let's just cut the shit. That's really what it is. Okay, and we don't and a lot of us don't understand that, and you wonder why some people say they don't go vote. That's probably one of the reasons why they feel like they don't want to go vote, because they're not voting for the people they may know this. They may not know how to explain it to you. I'm here to explain it to you. That is how our elections at the presidential level are done. Electors, they vote, they get in each state in our union have electors, and they're based off of how many in there from 23 to 20 or whatever. You know, the reason why Biden won because Pennsylvania had 20, and then he won Nevada. That put him over the 270 thing. Okay, so it didn't really matter what happens with North Carolina. All that, that's just icing on the fucking cake.
Right.
Okay, it's like he got Nevada in there after they declared Pennsylvania. But my problem, what I keep saying to people needs to be understanding is that this is not based off of actually who we are actually, whether you voted for Trump or whether you voted for Biden, you voted for their electors. They are the face of the candidates. So what does that really say about the presidency? I mean, come on, let's cut the shit. Let's be fucking real about it. What does that say about it? If we got a face and they're the face running around here saying, well, I'm president-elect, but they got to go in December 14th to solidify this election like that. Why? Now,
well, it says it basically says the system that we have is
deception.
Is deception, but we vote for that when we put our votes to that, we confirm that and legitimize it every 4 years.
There's a section of our government or whatever seems to wanted to protect that status quo of that. And I don't know who to say, and I'm saying that this is on both sides of the aisle. This ain't just a Republican or Democrat. It's both of them, and even in Congress, it's got to be. Because if you're looking at it from that standpoint, and you know this, why would you keep doing something that really doesn't serve anybody but those kingmakers?
And you can tell that whenever a third party candidate gets momentum.
Yeah, that's probably why they throw a third party in there. Because if you think about it, ain't none of us voting for them candidates any fucking way. Really. So you throw a third party in there, he may not get nothing, but see, it's all a fucked up game that they want American people think that they gotta say so. Okay. That's really what this is. The whole election is a farce. And I mean, in the real terms of everything, they just say, okay, we'll give these fools a break and let them go stand in the cold, do that they're standing 8 hours on the line to vote for somebody that they're really not voting for. They're voting for the electors of it. That's what y'all did. That's what I didn't stand in line. I did an absentee. I don't stand in line for nothing. Okay, I didn't stand in line when Studio 54 was open. I said, I'm not standing in line to pay $30 to walk in a club. I'm not doing it. You either gonna let me in free or you can kick your club and stick it up. I'm not doing that. I didn't do that with stuff places in here. I'm not standing in line for that. You're not gonna make me stand in line to pay to go in. Forget about it.
And I did the curbside voting, so
yeah, well. Yeah. I mean, I did too. I didn't have to take the thing in. I just drove it and dropped it or gave it to them people there at the election board. But you know, it's just I'm just one of them type. Don't tell me something that is one thing and then you fucking me the other way. I can't stand that. Okay. That has been always been my issue with anything. Relationships, any type of relationship in any means. Don't try to deceive me that you gonna have a problem with me. I got a problem with that kind of stuff, especially if I find out. And I'm not gonna go back to something just because it's been tradition. You know, some people use the term, well, that's been tradition because that's the way we do things. Well, that's fine. It's just like I said into a warning video. Yeah, I ain't getting mad. My attitude is that I ain't getting mad that you voted for the dark entity that was in the White House, 45. I just don't have time. I don't have time to be around you. And I just let people know if you cannot say that, well, I vote for him for this, but I don't believe in it. When you voting for somebody, you're voting for, you agreeing to the lot of things that they're putting out there. You believe in their ideologies, you believe in all that. You cannot have it both ways. Okay. And this is what I think a lot of people don't understand. I had a friend. Well, she ain't a friend no more, I guess. I didn't know she was voting for Trump. Now she's Asian. Now, to me, this doesn't make sense. Trump called this thing the Chinese flu or Chinese virus, which caused a lot of dissension to the Asian community. Why would you vote for a person knowing that you're Asian that's causing that kind of stuff and putting you in danger in your family because you're Asian? It's obvious you're Asian.
Oh yeah.
Those are the kind of things I don't understand about people.
Yeah, and the vitriol some Asian folks been getting, because he made statements like that. I don't get it, but at the same time, I don't get why some Latinos voted for him, and I cannot understand why some of us.
I don't understand the biggest problem.
But that is their right.
Yeah,
and they have the right to be wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they got a right to do that as long as I got a right to criticize you about it too. You say you got a right for this, and then when you say something and you ask a question, then the first thing is that, well, you sound like you're racist. First of all, you don't know what racist is. First of all, I can't be racist because I'm not part of the white dominant society that controls a lot of resources. So that doesn't put me in that category. Okay. That's not what that is. Okay. I'm just asking a question that seems like that affects you emotionally or steps you on your toes to find out what's your reasoning of voting for somebody like that clearly he put you in danger for because where it came from. That was the kind of stuff. And it's crazy. I had a friend when Trump first came in office. And everybody remember him coming down that escalator, what he said, that golden escalator. He said Mexican people were rapists and this and that. Middle Eastern people were, he just was, talking about folks.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who's, not a friend no more either. Yeah, if it meant that I gotta cut people loose over this shit, I'll cut your ass loose. It don't matter. Didn't see him that much anyway. Mm-hmm. But because he was Puerto Rican, he said, oh, they're talking about Mexicans. They're not talking about me. Dude, half the people in this country can't tell the difference between a Puerto Rican, Dominican, Venezuelan, Nicaraguan, nothing. If you're short, speak Spanish, and look indigenous or brown or whatever, and you get caught in a bad area and ICE come get you, they're going to swoop you up. Mm-hmm. That's what I told them. They're going to swoop you up. They don't care. They can't tell the difference. It's just like the friend of mine talking about she couldn't tell the difference between a lot of Asians. Well, If you can't tell the difference, what makes you think the Americans can? You know, in World War II, when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, what did they do? They swooped up all the Asians in the United States and put them in internment camps. They didn't know the difference between a Japanese, a Korean, or whether. They just went broad and just said, y'all all going in internment camps because we can't take a chance. And that was the attitude. You know, they always say, oh, black folks and everybody look alike. Well, shit. They look more alike than we do. At least we come in different shades and whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, I look at that back and say, how the hell they gonna talk about black folks and stuff look alike and all these other ethnic groups, and the ones that in them ethnic groups can't tell each other apart. Even the Asians, I said, look, you the ones look more alike than we do. Right. And it's crazy. It's crazy the stuff you find. You know what, I've said this before, and I've said this to you too. I've said this online before. I said probably the only asset that came out of this in the 4 years was that it woke up America to the fact that we had a hidden agenda of racism, still do, bigotry, misogynistic attitudes. It woke up America. America was walking around here sleepwalking. And especially after Obama became president, everybody was talking about a post-racial thing. Nah, Obama ain't got shit to do with that.
Yes. Now I didn't offhand dismiss it as soon as but as soon as I saw those Tea Party folks, you know, I think I don't know if this was on the day of his first inauguration or the day after. I'm like, okay, who is the idiot that said this was going to be a post-racial America? Because that didn't look post-racial to me.
They were showing that when he was running through the election process. You could tell. I didn't, you know, when they showed Obama one, you see Jesse Jackson got all these tears in the eye. I didn't jump up and down when Obama won because I knew what he was in for.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was happy, but I was like, it's gonna be a lot more bumpy roads than smooth.
Yeah. Even though he's biracial, that didn't mean shit neither. You know, then you had this argument in both sides of the strand, especially in the black community. Well, he's not all black. Well, motherfucker, ain't nobody in this country all black. Not even your blackity blacks.
Right.
Okay? Ain't nobody here, ain't nobody no straight any ethnicity. You can't be. If you're a descendant of anybody that came through this Middle Passage, ain't nobody get by there without getting mixed. Okay? Right. And it you know what? It ain't got shit to do with whether you dark skinned, you got straight hair or kinky hair. Those are all bullshit things that we label to distinct whether somebody is this or that. That's all bullshit, you know. I think we need to get away from all that kind of stupid labels and understand didn't nobody get away from all that kind of mess coming through here. You know, because like I said, my dad's mom was your complexion, Ken, and my dad's father was mine or lighter. Okay, my dad was a middle. My Uncle Russell was kind of your complexion. My Aunt Audrey was lighter. So you don't know where them genes are gonna fall.
Exactly.
Because what is that one girl that's on Fox News here? She's married to a white guy. She about your complexion.
Oh, Harrison Faulkner? Is that the one you're talking about?
No, I don't know what her name is. Her mom is a minister too, but she don't live here. She had a kid about a couple of years ago. The kid looks like a white child. And she's brown, she's your complexion.
I think that's Harris Faulkner. I could be wrong.
I don't know what her name is, but my whole point is, you look at her child,
Mm-hmm.
and I bet she's had these conversations. They probably thought she may have been the babysitter. That's her child,
Mm-hmm.
but the kid looks whiter than white. So
Okay. Mm-hmm.
my point being is, we always been told white black genes are dominant. That's bullshit too. Because if that's the case, right there, showed that ain't the case.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't the case. Okay, we get caught up because that's about as being as arrogant as saying that white people are the most superior of everything else. No, that's been proven not. Because you can show what's going on, white dominance in this society. They got the shittiest ass infrastructure in the whole world compared to all the other North America, other Western society places. Can't be. You can't say that it's about money because you motherfuckers print money all the damn time. That's another subject. I just got this book called The Creature from Jaco Island. Next week, probably we'll be discussing that because it's a book. It talks about the Federal Reserve.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of y'all probably don't know about what's going on with that deal in the U.S. and around the world, kind of stuff. We are in a situation right now. Granted, we got rid of one thing, but the work is going to start in healing and restructuring. And I think when we're going into 2021, we're going to get down to some more serious educational things that people need to go. I'm getting into some more deeper stuff about, or even we're going to still be with business, but I want people to understand why or how all this melds together in our society, because they don't teach this stuff in school. They teach us bullshit in school. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Most of the stuff that you learn through your 12, from 1 to from kindergarten to 12th grade, is bullshit. Our educational system, like our election, has been heist. Okay. You hear me? Heist. It's been stolen forever. We're going to get into stuff like that, especially in 2021, and we're going to see what's going to go on, because I don't think 45, he ain't going to go away easily. He ain't
No.
going to go away
No.
easily. He ain't gonna,
And I would say part and parcel to that is because, in my opinion, this is just one dog's opinion speaking. But in my opinion, the reason that he won't go away, and that's something that the Republicans are going to have to deal with. But he's not going to go away because this election should have not been close, in my opinion.
No, it shouldn't have been. It really shouldn't have been. There's no way he should have got 70-some thousand votes. You wonder, it's truly telling me something about what's in America.
Mm-hmm.
People, we need to really stay awake. If this man that we let in the White House, that we know from day one when he announced in 2050 coming down that escalator with all these things, he's a racist, misogynist, bigot, all those kind of things, and he still got a big turnout. Right. What does that say? That's been telling me what I've been saying since I was a teenager, that America is built on racism, and it showed that. Y'all can get mad if the fuck y'all want. This country has been built almost like a mob mentality. You can't deny that. If basically half of the U.S. population, if you got 70-something thousand here in another, then that's 14 million people. There's 320 million in the country.
Yeah, just about
okay,
that.
So then right there, let's say that's 150 million people. Mm-hmm. You split it up like that.
Right.
7 here, 7 there, that voted for this misogynistic food. So what does that tell you about this U.S. and their attitudes? Okay. That's what's telling you about what this truly is. And then I know there's some people out here looking and seeing the lookies and tire kickers and everything, because y'all afraid to get on here to ask any questions. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out on it. Show me that you ain't scared. Come out here. I like to hear some questions. I like challenge me. Come on out here and say something.
Chop it up. Let's chop it
Yeah,
up.
that's what we here for. I like to hear from some of you people who voted for Trump. Really. But they ain't gonna come
Yeah,
out here.
yeah, and also because to, to to a whole lot of them, it's about the pocketbook. He
Yeah,
speaks.
I
He
understand that.
he speaks like he speaks like, or and a lot of them. Of course, the number one thing, he's not a politician. That's the number one. That's the number one thing to get for folks who did vote for Trump. Oh yeah, and thanks, Stacia. Thanks, Stacia, for that. White, let's see, white Christian mob nation hiding behind so-called Christian values.
That's right. That's another
Thanks for that,
discussion
Stacia.
I like to talk about. Yes, most definitely. Uh, yes, really. That's a nail hitting it right on the head. Yeah. That's why I never got into this thing about people talking about, oh, well, if you've never been to this country and this country, they got tanks and people with submachine guns. Who gives a fuck? Look, they know they getting screwed because they see it visibly. The biggest threat is when you think you're free, you think you got this to do and that to do, and the underlying thing that you're dealing with is the same or worse. If you ever watch The Matrix, the movie The Matrix, this is what that whole mess of that movie is talking about. When you take, what was it, red pill, you take one of them pills and it lets you see the true world that you live in. Well, Trump's election 4 years ago was the pill that uncovered the whole world that we truly live in, especially the US.
I think
All
so.
this bullshit that everybody was talking about, there's no more racism, there's no more of that. That's full of shit. Okay. But if you took the other pill and decide to be comfortable and not want to look at that, and especially if you're not white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, you putting yourself in danger. And they want people like you to not be aware. The most dangerous people, they always talking about black men don't read. Well, motherfucker, I read. My mother was a reading teacher. I read since I was 40 fucking years old. I'm not gonna just stop reading because well, black men don't read or
Right,
Latino men
right,
don't read.
right. I've been known to read a few books here or there after college, and hey, because what do I think leaders read, and
Yeah, you
you
can't
have
be
to stay abreast of what's going on in society.
you can't be a leader or try to be a leader and want to say you don't know this and you don't read. Well, we know Trump didn't read. That motherfucker didn't read. He couldn't have. Sarah Palin. They try to put her as a vice president. We know that woman didn't read. She didn't
Oh,
know shit.
did you see that movie Game Change?
Yeah, they just showed it last week.
Man, I keep thinking, I'm like, oh my God, we were that damn close. And she didn't know who the principal powers in World War II was, but when the way they broke that.
But
Like,
see, they let them kind of fools get in and play their game because they this. Okay. For y'all get pissed off because we always talking about color. Ain't us always talking about color. We didn't start this game. We didn't start this bullshit. So y'all ain't stu guys. You can, with that mess, because it don't make no difference. We didn't start this. So now since we gotta be in this game, yeah, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna finish it. It ain't nothing but a chicken wing. you know.
it is.
So it really is bullshit. We gotta stop being asleep about stuff because we got a college degree, we got a 3.2 house with 4 or whatever bedrooms and all that shit. Don't mean shit. Because at the end of the day, people, even if you pay off that damn house, you still don't own that motherfucker. Okay? You know why you don't own it? Real estate taxes, baby. Real estate taxes. So what do you truly fucking own? Okay? The game is being able to have enough money to maintain some things. And really, I mean, ownership is a kind of subjective term anymore. That we always talking about, well, own this, own that. You know, a business, yeah, but you still got to pay certain taxes on that.
Exactly.
It's different than working. It's better than working for somebody, because you really don't have a say so. Really, business ownership is really about having a say so about your life. Not so much even ownership. It's a say so about where you want to go, how you want to go, and where you want to go, and telling the motherfuckers they don't like it to kiss your ass. There's no way I'm, as a grown man, that I'm going to have to ask permission to take care of my family. Fuck you. To all you bosses that are out there that like that, yeah, I'm burning my damn bridges on it. Fuck y'all. I'm not asking no other man for permission to need to go take care of my family. Ain't no fucking way. Okay? So right there, if anybody here is a boss or boy, I mean that. I ain't doing it. I had to go through that shit when I worked at Time. Well, man, fuck them people. I am not asking you permission. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna be there. Okay, that was when my mother was going through chemo and shit. And they were like, well, you got, man, I'm not asking you permission. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna be there. Y'all do the fuck y'all want to do. You know, that's where I'm at. You gotta get to a point in your life saying what I'm not gonna do regardless, because at the end of the day, we all going, the game of life is a fatal game any goddamn way. So who cares? Okay? Why we gonna worry about it? Ain't nobody getting out of this bitch alive. Nobody. So, you know, you might as well do what the hell you want to do, as long as you ain't hurt nobody else. Do how you want to do it, or you need to do to take care of your family. And this is what all this kind of stuff with this election is about, because we were struggling with this other regime. You notice I call it a regime, not an administration. That's what they were. Okay, they needed to be treated like an authoritarian regime instead of. I got mad at some of the damn media were calling him Mr. President. Man, fuck him. I wouldn't have called him Mr. President. He is what he is.
Oh, well, I know Roland Martin said he never called Donald Trump Mr. President. Never uttered those words. No.
But see, the problem, this is what Caucasians don't understand. You make statements, they make statements like, I've made this statement before about America, because their viewpoint on America and ours are going to be two different ones. And that's the biggest problem. That's been really the biggest divide between the black and brown and white communities, because they don't have the same experiences. And they don't understand why we don't talk in the same term, because that ain't our experience. Okay? It's just like I'm noticing even in the network marketing, and I've said this before, why is it that, I'm saying this out to all you guys, all you people who are in network marketing, all you leaders who are in network marketing, a lot of y'all hear y'all say it don't matter who's in the White House, because I'm gonna create my own life or skill set or economy. Let me tell you something. We were fighting to keep what we had so you can do this shit. It does matter who's in the White House, because that shit can be taken away from you. You don't own none of this shit. You don't own Facebook. You don't own LinkedIn. None of these damn platforms that we use to leverage our time and money to do what we do can be taken away. If all this shit shut down tomorrow, what the fuck would you do? Okay? 20 years ago, we didn't have none of this. We had to run around doing. If we didn't have leveraging capabilities now, network marketing, the whole network marketing, direct sales, all those industries will be crashing. The only saving grace was social media and the internet. Fuck all that because of this pandemic. Okay, this pandemic is a saving grace. What did they have? 600 something thousand jobs that came in last month.
Right.
What the economists don't tell y'all, and this is how they run this game, is that this stuff, social media, the internet, what's the saving grace? They don't tell you that. I bet you most and half of that income, that transfer of money, currency, was generated online. In other places, they're saying that because they're seeing that now more and more revenue is generated online. It's been doing that for the last 20 years. Christmas time, more people, the Black Friday sales or the Cyber Monday sales are higher than any Black Friday bullshit that's been going the last 20 years. Right now, we're going into the holiday season. That's going to even be more so. So what the fuck you think? We're going to go back to what we used to do, or even pre-pro COVID? Anyway, we're going back to the game in that entity and how we do business over. And I'm telling all you fools in network marketing, that game at chasing shit, those coffee shop meetings, right, those big event fuckers and shit, that day's over. Okay? Ain't nobody gonna be packed up in nobody's damn arena, because some of y'all were nasty any damn way. Then before this, ain't nobody doing this shit no more. We don't need to be up in your face to conduct business. I don't want everybody in my house conduct business, home-based business. When I got leveraging factors like this and this, even though sometimes they fuck up like this evening, I still would rather have this than trying to chase you around. But I don't care. Look, I only care about the people that want to change their lives. I don't give a fuck about the rest of y'all that don't want to. I'm being serious about it. This is not about whether I should like everybody or everybody should be liking me. I don't care. We're in business. It's about the people that understand where we're coming from. We help those who want to be helped. Fuck the rest of y'all that don't.
Hey, and we can correlate this to not only this election, but to the 2016 election. When Donald Trump ran, his platform was, well, to an extent, law and order, even though he didn't mention that back then, but it was like he's going to build a wall. He's going to bring manufacturing jobs back. That mess. So he didn't need everybody's vote. He just needed just enough. So turn it around 4 years later. Even though Biden didn't win Ohio, I was upset about that. He didn't win Ohio, but he had enough. He had enough where he did better than Hillary. And nationwide, and unless something just totally off the wall, Banks blows it out. Well, it can't now because he's already at 270, and he didn't need everybody's vote. He just needed just enough to get the 270 electoral votes.
This is what people gotta understand, and this is not an endorsement of Trump, but I understand from a marketing standpoint because I'm in business. We're both in business. This is what American people got to understand. Trump's whole 2016, Trump's whole strategy was to get certain people. He used electoral college strategy to get enough people to get over on that 270.
Right.
What gets on my damn nerves about the Democrat situation, and after that, y'all keep throwing this shit up about popular vote. Fuck popular vote. Popular vote don't get you in the White House. Now, granted, Obama won both. Biden did the same thing. Mm-hmm. Trump is probably the only one that won and lost both times, and he lost this time and lost the popular vote. But understand something. Don't get your damn panties in the uproar about the popular vote. Fuck the popular vote. It got nothing to do with getting in the White House. See, a lot of this stuff that they try to that feed you in the media and all that, because they gotta get paid. I'm talking about all of them. Ones
Yeah.
that Democrat and Republican. It's media. We did a thing last week about Social Dilemma. Okay. And they had, I don't know if you watched Bill Maher, but they had one of the guys that was in the documentary about Social Dilemma. And they use remember in the movie, they had these guys that were acting like the Akron, what do they call it? Algorithms. Remember
Yeah.
in that part
Yeah.
of them?
Yeah.
He was explaining that shit, that they got it so that they look at that where they can tell Mason, okay, you do this, you do that. But and then he kind of mentioned, he said they've been doing this shit to you since there's a way of communication through radio, TV, print. This is not nothing new, people. It's just that we're using different tools how to fuck you and how to manipulate your mind. And most of the time, they doing it towards the youth. This is why some people say they don't let their kids, they shouldn't let them, watch so much TV. It's not so much watching TV, it's what you're watching is the problem. It's not so much the social media, it's what you're watching on the social media. The people that do social media, and I hear these people talking about, well, the social media companies, the tech companies need to be broken up. They ain't gonna change shit. You gonna break them up to all the fuck you want. At the end of the day, the game is control and manipulation. They're still gonna play their game, even if it's on a smaller level. That's what y'all gotta understand. But they've been doing this stuff since we've had cable, 24-hour news, all that shit. I bet a lot of y'all don't remember when they used to have the test pattern pop up. That was telling your ass to go to bed. And it was like midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe on the weekends. Until we started having cable and they started having 24-hour HBO and all this stuff coming out. This is where social media and all this stuff was built off of that infrastructure that we got now. I don't know if a lot of y'all even notice that, but this is what we're doing. This is what's happening. And you got to understand that from that standpoint. And that's what they were trying to teach in the movie Social Dilemma. Go, if you got Netflix, go watch it. It's still on there. It's interesting. It's deep in a lot of ways. You might have to watch it twice to get understand, but I already kind of knew a lot about all this shit before. Talking to, I had family that was in the media, so I mean, it's just, it's a crazy situation how we have situations, how everything's about based off manipulation. I was trying to tell a friend of mine that lives overseas that Trump's whole ideology was based off a deception. I wouldn't be surprised that he did not read the book Art of War. Sun Tzu, Art of War is based off military fighting strategy. All war is based off deception. You hear me, people? All war is based off deception. The Japanese took all that strategy from another book called the Book of Five Rings. The Book of Five Rings was made or written about 400 or 500 years by a samurai called Miyamoto Musashi. Miyamoto Musashi wrote this as a book of military strategy that the Japanese used in the early 1980s to infiltrate all the S&L companies on the West Coast, people. Remember when they were taken over by the Japanese? That's what happened. A lot of y'all don't know that either. See, there, everything in the world, all this stuff is all based off of military war manipulation. Everything, even business. Contrary to what a lot of people get mad about. Well, if you heard about the what's called guerrilla marketing, that ain't going away, people. I don't care what folks want to try to teach you. So, well, I don't want to do this. You better have some part of you that is like that to stay alive in the game. See, everything is based off the yin and yang principle. That's why I look at it. That's another topic. Not your problem. I'm probably getting over some people's head now with that kind of stuff. You know, as your friend was talking about Christianity and all that, well, that's all those principles are too. Okay. You cannot have a dark entity without the light. They both serve the same master and they have both the same powerful energy. This is what people don't understand. If we want to get into religion, why do you think God kicked out Lucifer? Lucifer was a powerful angel of God. Even though, you know, he went against God, he was a power, he knows the Bible ins and out, backwards, up and down, whatever. Probably more so than the people who said they've written that shit. Okay? Hey, in reality, life is a game. It's a fucked up game. It's a fatal game. Really. You know? I mean, that's where you really kind of start. You got to wake up to the fact of what's going on, folks. And I hope people are really awoke with this election, this situation that's happened, because we were on the edge of losing what we call democracy if he got back in, people. I don't know if y'all know that, but if he'd have got back in, I was going to war. I was not living under that regime. I didn't give a fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. That fool, y'all just don't understand what's getting ready to happen. See, and a lot of people don't, you know, there's a lot of people who walk around with rose-colored glasses. Oh, that's not gonna happen. Shit. There was shit happening when Obama was in office, but they didn't fuck with Obama because they didn't know, you know, they didn't want this bodega being burned the fuck down. And they better leave Biden and Kamala Harris alone too. And we're talking about, hey, all you, whatever you motherfuckers are out there, ain't nobody scared of y'all. We'll take you all the fucking hell. ain't nobody with that shit. Y'all need to just chill. It is what it is. The election's over. Trump can pounce, run, tear up the office, cry about what's going on. This shit's done.
And he can make all the accusations, but he has to back them up. The burden of proof is on him now. If there are any illegal ballots, produce them.
He's already filed 10.
Got a couple of cases tossed out in Georgia and Michigan.
But he already filed 10 of them and they all got tossed out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's just having a temper tantrum because he got his ass shown the door. That's all.
That's what I say. He's trying to go out like Neil Brown.
He keep fucking around. He gonna go out like Tony Montana. Say hello to my little friend. And he ain't got one of them.
I've seen a couple.
They be waiting for him. He'll go out. Hey, they already said if he, you know, there was posts saying that he was gonna barricade himself in the White House. Don't give a fuck. Blow that shit off.
Yeah, hey, Secret Service ain't got no problem moving.
They will grenade that wall out.
Yep.
They'll march their ass in there and take that man either on 2 feet or laid out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's just
because then you're trespassing.
Yeah, because 12 o'clock, January 20th, your shit's done. All your protection, all your Secret Service in it, that shit, it was going.
Yeah, they're gonna be on their way to Mar-a-Lago, so you better get with them.
And they were already making Biden's house a no-fly zone. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when they start doing that, they knew what was getting ready to go down. Mm-hmm. They don't do that shit just to be doing it and not know what's getting ready to go down, folks. Right. Okay, they knew. So, all you guys that were voting for him, hey, shit happened. You know,
That's what y'all,
and it
that's
did.
what y'all told us in 2016.
Yeah, that's what they told us in 2016. Let me, I think honestly, I'm gonna be on this side. If it wasn't for the COVID, he probably would have got reelected.
That's my thinking too. All he had to do was enact some type of program, either it be wear the mask or provide the where they had the situation about the ventilators not being distributed, or there was some he wanted them to bid on it. All he had to do was just if he took a more proactive stance, yeah, he would be reelected. That's my thought too.
But if he didn't have his burr up his ass about Obama being the first black man, like a lot of America did, and
Well,
wanted to cancel all the stuff that he put in place, plus the damn pandemic office that they had set up to monitor that shit, we wouldn't have been in this situation. He probably would have got reelected. But he had a burr up his ass about Obama.
oh yeah.
That man, he had a serious.
Well, I call it a hard on for Obama
Well, that same thing at
so,
Doro Huevo, and yeah. It just
yeah, it was. I mean, as soon they haven't even got well, they had stayed in D.C. until they got their stuff together. But the ink wasn't. They hadn't even left yet when he was just ready to whip out his pen and start doing executive orders, rescinding this, rescinding that.
I'm out. So now all this shit coming back to him, and they're
Mhm.
saying that Biden will win about at 306 electoral votes, the same thing that he won 4 years ago to beat
Hmm.
Hillary Clinton.
Hmm.
Ain't that ironic? It might not be ironic. It's just the minute they hit the fan.
But well, or some folks would say chickens coming home to roost.
Yeah, they are. They coming home to roost, and all this shit he was talking
Mhm.
about people, and coming down, like I said, coming down that escalator. People seem to forget that. Oh, he was kidding. He was not kidding. He was not kidding. Even at
No,
his acceptance speech at the inaugural and shit, he was kind of divisive then. Come on,
right,
people.
right.
You people seem like a lot of y'all got short memories about shit.
Well, if you and I don't know if you caught the PBS Frontline a couple of weeks back that they did on both Biden and Trump, and that was his motive when he was getting real estate deals done.
Mhm.
That was his motive, you know, when he wrote that page out in the Central Park Five. That's
Mhm.
been his that's been his motive, and who who thought he was going to change as soon as he swore the oath of office?
A lot of people
That's
did.
not his
A lot of
way.
people said he was kidding about some. No, he's not. Some people like that are not kidding. They speak the truth about what they want to do and how they feel about shit. I mean,
Mhm.
he was already known for the shit that he like that before he ran in his real
Exactly.
estate deals.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
When you're known for something like that, and then people trying to change the narrative, but like I said before, all this stuff up until now is because we had a nerve to vote a black man in the White House for 2 terms. That's all what this shit is. Is a backlash, and they're mad now. They're gonna even be mad more because remember Mitch the bitch Connell said, "I'm gonna make Obama a one-term president." Well, motherfucker, Trump is the one-term president.
Mhm.
Okay, so I got a feeling Mitch may not do his full next term.
6 years. He might not.
He's got some health issues.
Yeah, I saw his hands. I'm like, oh my God.
He got some health issues. There's
His
something
hands
going
are as
on.
dark as mine.
Yeah, he got some health issues. He's almost 80 years old.
Hmm.
Uh,
He might retire. He
yeah,
might retire.
because he don't have Trump to back him like that, and Biden ain't gonna put up with no bullshit.
He might try to hold. He might try to hold on at least the next 3 or 4 years. He might try to hold on if he can. But if he think health wise, yeah.
But you know what? The Senate ain't done. It's a tie. So if these runoffs go towards the Democrat things, he won't be majority leader no way.
Georgia's been on my mind since Wednesday.
and it looks like some of them and you know, if they win Senate, he may retire. Say fuck it.
Right. Because then it'd be 50-50. And of course, with that, Kamala Harris, when she takes her off, she'll be vice president of the Senate. So if there's any tie, she can break the tie.
Yeah. So it's a crazy situation. It's a game, and we gotta look at it as that. Like I said, yeah, it's a fucked up game, but at any rate, it is a game. Politics is a game. I remember, like I said, in The Godfather 3, one of the guys in there, he said, hey, finance is a gun. Politics is knowing when to pull the trigger. People. There's some truth behind all that kind of stuff. I think sometimes movies try to tell you things.
Mm-hmm.
We only look at them as movies, but at the end of the day, truth. You know, we always want to run off, you know.
And what's the common saying about the type of arts? Art imitates life.
Yeah. So, how long we been on here?
I think we did an hour, sir.
Okay, because on my thing it says 48 minutes. That's why I was asking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
we got rolling about 8:20.
Okay.
Or 7:20, I should say.
Okay, yeah. Now it updated. It says an hour on here. So that's our feelings about what's going on with this crazy mess that we in. The election season's over with, regardless of what everybody else is saying, Trump side, whatever. Shit's done. Bonito, Huerta is gone. Ain't no moving forward, people. Hopefully we can get this COVID shit. I want to Friday morning, friend of mine that lives in Brazil, I got a call or message from her. I guess she had a child with. His name was Carlos Ingenio. Anybody that's watching that knew Carlos here in Columbus, Ohio. Carlos passed away on Friday morning, 6:30 our time in the U.S. He's another victim of the COVID. Okay, from my understanding, I didn't know he even contracted it. He's it affected his liver and that threw him into a cardiac arrest and he passed. So this is just a shout out to Ileani, his widow's legally. His children that live here in Columbus, Ohio, if they're watching, if they see this video, my condolences to all those people. The people that knew Carlos at Spain restaurant we used to party at back in the mid to late 90s.
Can I ask you, was he the guy that sent those pictures from Brazil from time to time?
Yeah, that was Carlos. That's Carlos. Carlos, ethnicity wise, was Peruvian. Okay. But you know, Peru, Brazil, all that. They right close to each other. So Carlos was probably about 6'1" at least. Mm-hmm. Had a long ponytail. Wrong. You could tell he had the indigenous Indian flavor to him. Okay, pretty cool. Me and him and another friend of mine, Jair, We used to party all the time around the Columbus area, Latino festivals, all that kind of stuff. Everybody, people that are maybe watching it and that are in Columbus, Ohio, knows who I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying, just showing my condolences to the family, everybody, friends who knew Carlos. He's, like I said, he passed away on Friday. That was another I was not prepared to hear.
Mhm.
I was not fucking prepared to hear that shit. So it's this 2020,
Yeah,
and then we just hear about
yeah.
Jeopardy guy.
It's getting to a point where some all of us, and I hope that's not the case, but it's getting to a point because I told you about a neighbor of mine who when we were growing up had I suspected, I didn't ask, but I found out that it was COVID related. This was back in April.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting to a point where you're gonna know someone who's
Yeah,
either survived it or unfortunately has passed from this thing.
and then we just found out about Alex Trebek dying.
Yeah. Shout out to him and condolences to
Yep.
his
So
family.
it's been
Wasn't COVID related, of course, because
no,
we
but
knew
it's
his
just
battle
been
with cancer.
that type of year.
Yeah.
Um, this is actually the second person I didn't know. There's some other friends of mine. Their mother died, I think, of COVID. I didn't know their
Okay.
mother, but just knowing somebody that had family members that died from it. The second one I've known this year that's happened. Their
Mm.
family, and then now Carlos. This is like shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people. With that being said, I hope you got value from what we was talking about. If you didn't like what we said, that's fine. Who cares?
Hey, as one person would say, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I saw that they were trying to get Kushner and his wife Melania was trying to get him to do a concession.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's never been his. If he does, it's going to be where it's still about him. That's the only way he will do it.
Yes, it is. It's gonna always be like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got any other things to say, man?
Well, shout out to everybody that came on. We know we were late. We appreciate y'all taking out the time to watch us chop it up. Stacia, again, thanks for your brilliant point that you made. Hey, it's even though we get in our feelings, hey, we just even though we're in business, we want you to have a rounded perspective on things.
Yeah, we're human just like anybody else. Just because
Right.
we're in business don't make us less human or whatever. Let's don't get that twisted either. Doesn't mean we ain't trying to be all like we Superman always in control of everything. No, nobody is.
No.
Some people try to play that role thinking they got to be that. That's not me. That's never been me.
Right.
I'll tell you how I feel about something. If it offends you, that's fine. But I'm gonna tell you any damn way if I need to, especially got a platform like this. It is like I said, it is what it is. So we do this every Sunday. Like I said earlier, 29th is gonna be the last of this for the year. Taking a break all of December because I'm gonna need it. It takes a lot to put a lot of this shit together, people. Because I do a lot of marketing stuff to get people know this is going out and stuff through Facebook. And sometimes technology just don't want to act right.
Right.
If you're on my email list, I send emails out on that. Let me see if I can put that in there. I send an email out on this every week. If you want to join my email list, it's GregorySmith.online. You can see this in the names thing on a called a lower third, GregorySmith.online. You can get on my email list, get on my newsletter time. So I always end this, you know, people, we're in a different time period right now. I know a lot of y'all, you know, they said the jobs market things gotten better, but who cares? Really, who cares? Job market's not going to ever be the same, so we might as well get used to a different climate. Don't let any job, something that you don't control or own or whatever, dictate your health or whatever, or what you need to do for your family. Don't let anybody dictate what you need to do for you. I don't give a fuck who you work for or who they think that you work for. You take care of your family where you need to take care of your family. Okay, that's what you need to do. Because at the end of the day, if you drop dead at your desk or home, whatever, they'll have your job in the paper before they have your obituary. Okay, that's not me saying this because this is Les Brown, because he said the heart attack rate goes up between now and tomorrow morning because people hate their job. 85% of people hate their job. When somebody, I heard this story, guy hated and was stressed about his job to a point that it affected him sexually. He couldn't eat, he couldn't sleep. Ain't no job. You don't have enough deep pockets to pay me to let that happen to me. Okay? You don't have it. Okay? I don't give a shit where you think you bet. You don't have no much deep pockets to pay me to have that affect me that way. Fuck your job. Really. All that shit. Anybody. I'm not with that mindset with that. I'm gonna be building some stuff here that I'm doing now. Then if I'm gonna do stress, let it be stress because I'm trying to do something for myself and family, not build somebody else's shit. Because I ain't trying to hear that. Okay, I'm not trying to hear what I can and cannot do because I gotta work so fucking weird. Because you say so, man. No, I'm not with it. So with that being said, I hope you got value for the night's show, even though we were late. My name is Greg Smith.
Kent Robertson.
This Kent Robertson. We'll see you on the next video or next show next week. Same time, same bat time, same bat channel. People, peace, take care, and we will see you on another tip.
Stay safe, everybody. Wear your mask. Just don't do it while you're fighting.
Wear them.
I haven't understood that.